So now we got some armor.
Oh.
Wait.
What? The warrant... No.
Well then.
No.
Yes.
Wait, how in the world is that armor?
It's not. This is actually when I take off everything. It was an accident, I swear.
I thought you had selected things.
No, that would be terrible. Yeah, the armor is actually quite modest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not assless chaps type armor, or really anything from a Korean MMO.
Well, crystal detonators?
I like that.
Oh,
it's
no.
nice. Too bad they broke the big old gnomes necromancer machine. Kind of bothers me about the Will of Souls. It's supposed to be this nice thing that's, you know, kind of their secret weapon of bringing back the dead, which I guess is kind of sinister when you say it like that.
I mean, they might require it because too many of the living are being slain by the Tuatha.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense. It just bothers me.
But isn't it implied that you're the only success?
Sort of. I think certain dialogue trees will actually tell you that there have been others that kind of made it, but they weren't right. Gas.
Wait, do you hear something?
Whoa!
Can I? There's no way I can... I'm really disappointed I can't shield bash in this game. Like, I can dodge roll. Also, this game is... Like, the enemies are very prone to combo locking you, which is kind of frustrating. It's not dead yet. Come on. But this entire section is kind of tutorially, so of course you start with the sword, you learn sword, now you get the bow.
Because you actually get to mix and match fighter, like rogue and sage abilities.
It feels like this game is based very heavily on... Oh right, I'm supposed to shoot them.
Yeah.
It feels like it's based very heavily on like Fable and Skyrim. What was the other game I thought it was like? Do you remember?
But I know that so far I'm liking this more than Skyrim because it's just, there's even color in these caverns. The greens, the purples.
Yeah. Now, as I was saying kind of way back at the beginning, this game was one of those where it felt like everything had aligned to make the perfect, like, fantasy RPG.
Can you change the camera angle so that we can see more above her? Or is she always
really.
centered?
She's always centered.
Huh.
There are two camera views. This, and, like, just over the shoulder, but as soon as you start moving again, it switches to over the shoulder again. But, as I was saying, they got, like, I think the comic book, like, artist for Spawn to do a lot of the creature designs for this one, R.A. Salvatore to do the writing, and then, like, one other guy that I forget who he was, but he was also one of those, like, game / like, fantasy bigwig type folks that you hear about very often. And, so they got all those on. I think it was, like, Kurt Schilling, the actually baseball, I think he was a Red Sox player?
Yeah.
But he was actually the guy in charge of all of this. As weird as that is. And more or less they got together, got some funding from the state of Rhode Island, and made a game that did fairly well. It got 8s, 9s, and 10s. The only problem is they needed to sell...
Ooh, stealth.
Yes. Belly shot. But they needed to sell 3 million copies, and they only ended up selling... how much did they... Like 2 million or something like that. And so, that's why the state of Rhode Island owns this game, and not Studio 38.
Oh, that was a different one.
That was a different one, yeah. I like the animation work that went into this game. It's very well done for just kind of like a hack and slashy fantasy.
And, like, the characters' movements are just really dynamic and
Alright.
such.
He probably had items. Yes, they both did.
We need to get
No!
to Professor.
Unfortunately, the sprint key is the same as the talk key.
Ooh, bioluminescence.
Kablamo! Come on.
And look, it grows when you actually go over the panels.
Yep.
It's neat.
Yep. So, of course, the player character is super special and can use magic too. Okay.
Spider problems.
Yep. So, we're talking about spiders here, and the main thing to pull out of this is that the spider venom was, like, thickening the blood in the guards that were getting poisoned. And it was significant because the Well of Souls was having cohesion problems, so the people that would be created would more or less liquefy. And so he's hoping to use the spider venom to, you know, keep the cadavers more or less more together.
Ooh, spider. It's almost obligatory in
Like
every
climb up.
fantasy game. Giant spider. Ooh, staff.
Yep. Oh, right. I should probably put on the robes. Hey, they're modest too. I was expecting they would be incredibly unflattering.
They've completely covered the tunnel. Maybe you can use that staff to...
Oh right, I was going to do it this way. Weapons, primary dagger, secondary staff. Yeah,
burn a path.
that's a good way to do it.
Not more spiders. Burn them. Burn them.
So, one thing that they did incredibly well in this game is that the staff combat isn't just like hit them with a stick, it's actually fireballs, or depending on the element of the weapon.
I like the twirl.
Yeah, the twirl, it also, you know, does huge cones of effect. So, it's extra special. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Because
And
it's sort of...
it's really unfortunate in most, like, RPGs where you're the wizard.
And you're just standing there.
You run out of spells and it's
Casting.
like, well, that's it for me. Good luck, party fighter. Finish them off for me. That's dumb. One thing I didn't notice actually until like the third time I did this is that the lightning bolt spell actually has a cooldown on it. I always figured I'd just hit it at the wrong time or something like that, which is kind of unfortunate. But it makes sense, so you can't just constantly shoot things with lightning bolts. Though I wish the charge up wasn't so long, because I've had enemies just bowl into me while I'm trying to attack them.
Die, twather bastard! Wait, you're not one of them. Ansel, yet alive! And who's this?
That's what I intend to find out. She came out of the well.
What? Then she better get inside to see the old man. Quick, before those twather make another push.
This is where we part ways. Take whatever you want from this armory. We might have a few things that would fit you. Just make sure you get your shoes. We can hold off the Tuatha here. I suppose these might be able to help. If the Tuatha realize what you are, you'll need them. He's directly ahead, in his study. Just keep going past the top of the well. He needs to see you. Right now, you're the most valuable thing in his world.
I'll see you on the
I always misread that as like the most valuable thing in the world. It's like, wow, I'm pretty important for an amnesiac wizard.
Well,
Nothing protects
who
quite
is
like leather armor.
vivified by some bizarre well.
Freeze your body.
One thing that I am really happy about, actually, with the armor and clothing, I'd mentioned that it's, you know, not at all revealing. It's actually almost exactly the same for men and women. So, gender-wise, there's like zero difference between the two. Which is nice, because I can enjoy a good butt, but it's a little...
Hey.
gets a little creepy. Okay, where's that note? There's the note. Okay, so the thing to take away from this note is that they're not actually throwing, dead bodies into the Well of Souls here. They're actually somehow getting the soul to go into the Well of Souls, and the Well of Souls recreates a body for them.
Because they still have a reverence for
The
cadavers and such, and they wouldn't touch them.
So it's a little less creepy and necromantic than I originally thought. First, I just thought they'd toss the bodies in and hope for the best. Probably work better, honestly. Sassy walk, sassy walk.
Can you stop with that?
Never. Hey, look, adorable gnomish grandpa.
You've made it, and look at you. Even with all you've been through. The Tuatha, your return from the dead. Please forgive me. You must be terribly confused by all of this. I am Fomerus Hughes, and this is my laboratory at Alistar. Everything you see here is dedicated to one thing, the Well of Souls, the pursuit of immortality. And you're my first success. If we only had the time, there's so much we might learn from one another. You don't know. They're called the Tuatha. They were once Fey folk of the Winter Court, but they've been twisted by their Lord Gadflow. But how could they have found us out here? We're miles away from the front lines. The war has never touched Dalantarth. And why attack the well? The Fae are complicated. I could write 10 volumes on the effects of immortality on their pseudo-feudal court system alone. I am Fomerus Hughes, Scholar of Vivification Prime Circle. We're standing above my life's work, the Well of Souls. There's so much to learn about you, though. I imagine it's all a bit muddled. A side effect of the prismia? Shape of the basin? No. If only we had more time. I wish I could tell you more, but your death is a mystery to me as well. It seems that your memory died with your body. You see, the well is designed to capture the soul of someone recently deceased, recreating their physical form within its waters. Simple, really. Your rebirth is the first we might truly call a success. There have been others, but the results weren't quite right. Too much to explain right now. The Tuatha have come to stop my work, but I don't believe they know about you. Not yet. What's important is getting you out of here safely. You're the only proof of what we've achieved here. I may not be able to save the well, but I can ensure that its only success is safe. We're in the Feylands, miles away from the front lines. I thought we were safe enough from the war, but it seems some of the Tuatha found their way here anyway. Of course you do. Please, we must hurry. Good. We can't waste time. Absolutely not. I've got my notes, but it's most important that you stay safe. It's just that you're... fascinating. Simply astounding. I'm not certain what's caused it, but somehow... yes, as I was saying, I'm not sure what... Perhaps I should go see.
Sir! Mr. Hughes! The Tuatha have reached the lab! They're inside the...
No! We've got to get you out of here now! Quickly! Follow the path to the town of Gorhart. Find Agath. He's a friend, and he may be able to help. No matter what else, stay alive!
I always find a little disappointing.